Natural lipstick tutorial. To make lipstick, you need a lipstick base. Step 1.
Ingredients. The first ingredient you'll need to measure out is beeswax, soy wax, candelilla wax, carnauba wax, castor oil, coconut oil, avocado oil. Here's my vitamin E, or you can use wheat germ oil. Your hard butters, mango butter, refined shea butter, and cocoon butter.
For this step, you need a heat-safe pan. And then you're going to pour all of your waxes, oils, and butters in there. The only one you don't pour yet is the wheat germ oil or the vitamin E, whichever one you have. I'm going to fast forward this a bit because I know you know how to pour in all your ingredients. Melt it on the double broiler, set it on medium to medium high heat. Here you see me stirring it at about, I believe it was the 3-minute mark. It didn't take very long for it to melt. So I check up on it every couple of minutes, and this is at the, I believe, 5-minute mark. So keep stirring until all the wax and butters have melted. Here I'm checking it to see if the temperature is less than 170 because I want to pour in my wheat germ oil. And if you have vitamin E oil, it's good to pour it in at this phase. After I poured in the wheat germ oil, my oil really cooled down a bit and it started to solidify, so I had to put it back on the double broiler to remelt it again. And then I was able to pour it into the container there. Let it cool and solidify on the counter for 3 to 4 hours, but if you put it in the refrigerator, it shouldn't take more than 2 hours. And there it is. The lipstick base solidified, and I scooped out only half of what the recipe calls for, which was 10.04 grams. I wanted to make only 2 red colored lipsticks. What I'm showing you are silicone lipstick molds that I used. They worked really well for me. They were easy to unmold. And you'll notice 2 beakers of colorants in there. One is red, one is brown. The red ones and the brown ones are all pre-mixed. All the recipe, how to mix them are on the website. And I mixed about 6 grams of colors, but I used 3 grams of each because I only made half an ounce of lipstick. So what you're seeing is me adding colors to the lipstick base. It's hard to be exact with colors. You can go over a little bit, but just don't go over it too much. I put the lipstick base and the colors into the water bath and let it melt. And what I'm doing is just stirring it up because colors are very hard to mix into the lipstick base. You just gotta keep stirring and stirring and stirring. And if you notice, I have a little mini hand blender there. It looks like a frother. That works really, really well to help incorporate all the colorants into the lipstick base to make it more uniformed. You notice that I keep scraping the sides of the lipstick beaker. Well, it will get stuck on the side, and if you don't scrape it down so that it could melt properly, it'll just stay there and you'll have, hardened lipsticks on the side and you won't have enough to pour into your silicone. And you could see that I just took the frother there and just went to town on it and started frothing the heck out of it because, like I said, the colors of the pigments in there just will not incorporate well into the oil if you don't keep stirring it. I take a temperature here because I wanted to add in Preservative Eco. Preservative Eco requires a temperature of 104 degrees Fahrenheit or less, but because the lipstick cools so fast, it wouldn't matter at this point, but I just didn't want it to be added in at too high of a temperature. Anyways, I added in at this point, and then I'm going to stir it. If you notice that it's going to harden again, and then I'm going to stick it back into the water bath just to let it melt a little bit. And then I'll take it out and then put in my essential oil. Now, you don't need to put in essential oil or preservative, but because I want it to last longer and I want the essential oil benefits and I like the aromatherapy of it, I wanted it to make my lipstick, special and last a little longer. I'm going to keep stirring and stirring and stirring until it's pourable, and then I'm going to pour it into the silicone molds. After about 15 minutes of stirring and scraping and stirring, I had it to the point where it was pourable. And then you'll notice in a little bit, I'll start tapping it because I didn't want any air bubbles in the lipstick. I tapped it for about 30 seconds or so, and then I put it in the refrigerator so it could solidify sooner. It took about, I'd say, 10, maybe 15 minutes. Here it is. I took it out, and I had already scraped off the top so that the base could be flatter. And this is where I'm going to start to unmold it. What you're seeing now is demolding, and I'm going to take off the aluminum first, and you'll see that there it is, the shaft's exposed. I grab the lipstick tube and then I'm going to twist it up. There I am, so that the bottom could be at its highest point. I'm looking at the shaft, trying to insert it in. I didn't know I was supposed to push it all the way down so that the base of the shaft there could hit the top of the lipstick, and then I tried to twist it down. It didn't work, so I had to take it out, try it again, put it in, and then try to demold it here. What I found out was that it was a lot easier to go around the edges of the silicone and kind of release it. See what I'm doing? I'm trying to release it slowly, see? When I do that, it, demolded a lot easier when I rolled the lipstick down. So I demolded it here, exposed the lipstick head, and it's very, very nice. And then I'm gonna cap it, not knowing that the lipstick is sticking up too high, and the tip or the head of the lipstick will eventually touch the roof of that cap. So when I did that, oops, there it is, I accidentally didn't know that I should have pushed down the shaft lower, so I had to redo it, put the silicone mold back on it, and then I'm going to push it down a little further gently, and then I was able to demold it again, roll the lipstick back down, recapped it. Oh, I got some lipstick on there, so I'm going to wipe it. Okay, here I am recapping it, and that worked. Okay, in the second attempt, I was a lot more successful. I was smart enough to roll the lipstick tube all the way up and then push the silicone mold all the way down. You could see me kind of apply some pressure on top there, very gently, so that the base of the lipstick silicone touches the top of the lipstick container there. And then I'm going to go around the edges. As you can see there, I'm demolding it by pulling the sides of it so it could be demold a lot easier before I attempt to take off the silicone mold. And this one came off beautifully, as you will see in a little bit. Look at how adorable that is. Those are lips. I had no idea. I love them. After I made the red lipstick, I went ahead and made the brown ones, and you could see them here.